Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League. We got a new team to run and let's see how we do. First, we're going to be running the Serperior here paired with the Toxapex and the Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro here, running the Surf and Sludge Bomb. We're going to have to basically sack this essentially. We were trying to bait them to switch out, but they decided to stay in. However, we do get a shield. We do get a shield from our opponent here, which is not anything to take lightly. We are able to force them to switch into the gradient eventually. And now we just have to kind of predict what they have in the bag. So we're going to come in with the Serperior here. Hopefully, we can take out this gradient with some energy. Our opponent ends up going for the Crunch. The Crunch does debuff our Serperior, so we're hoping that we can take this out soon. Okay, we're actually going to switch out, and we're going to tank whatever move that Gradient throws back at this Toxapex. Then our opponent ends up switching out and going into their Medicham. This Medicham here, don't know what move it's running, but they decided to go for the Power Up Punch bait. So nashed up by my opponent right there, going for that. And because we are pretty tanky, but also we had two shields, we invested the first shield and then we're going to shield the second one. We do shield the correct Psychic on the second try here. Right here, we were trying to farm down. We believe this is Power Up Punch only. And so we have a ton of energy and we're seeing if our opponent, oh, nice swab by my opponent right here. Well done. Using up all the energy that we have and able to win this CAP tie versus this Toxapex. Our opponent is taking advantage of this Shadow Drapion's high attack stat, able to basically control the end game right there. So nice play by my opponent. GG's. Unfortunately, we could not win that game right there. I think the only way we win that here is if we anticipate the sack swap and we farm it down so that we have energy for that Drapion. But even that Drapion would have been able to throw a move, I believe. So here we're going to be faced with the Shadow Abomasnow. It was a terrible lead, so we switch out into the Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro does chunk the Abomasnow away, but we are met with the Toxapex here. So Toxapex is going to be able to dominate this matchup. We don't have any moves that can do super effective towards this, so we're just going to try our best to do as much chip damage as possible. We know this Toxapex has a ton of energy, so this Serperior here is basically just another meat shield. We do let the Sludge Wave go through. It does a ton of damage. However, we are able to fight back with a Aerial Ace of our own. And now we are met with the Toxapex Mirror. Here, we're going to have to tank the first one. Ends up being the Sludge Wave. And then here, we're going to have to let the next one go because not only are these shields valuable, but also we want to be able to potentially save shields for the end game here. We're looking for the farm down. Unfortunately, we are not able to farm down. So here is where we have to invest the shield, unfortunately, and it ends up being the brine. But we have no choice at that point. We are going to try to catch a move on our Serperior, but it's so low health that it's not going to even matter because one Hydro Cannon from that range is able to take it out. So this is all about GG's. Unfortunately for us, their own Toxapex was able to dominate our Slowbro, but it's okay. We kind of have a funky team, and they were actually running, what was that, Toxapex and Swampert, plus the Shadow Abomasnow. So they kind of had our alignment ABB team from them. We are actually the opposite end of that ABB, so it was kind of just a little bit of a team comp. All right, next we have the Cofagrigus versus our Serperior. We know that this Cofagrigus is going to be able to throw a move. Most of his moves are big moves anyway, so this is an automatic shield. We were always going to play the one shield. So we're going to go for this Frenzy Plan here to do some big neutral damage. And then we're going to be able to get to an Aerial Ace here, basically the threaten the shield or the KO. Our opponent decides to let it go, so we're going to immediately switch out. And they initially, I think it was a Dragonite. It was a Dragonite or a Altaria, couldn't tell. And then they're going to immediately swap out to their own Lantern. Lantern does invest a shield, so at least we got a shield out of that situation. They go for the Surf, which allows us to go to a Sludge Bomb. Another Sludge Bomb here, doing how much damage? Good chunk of damage. Gets it into the red. Looking for the farm down. Oh, simultaneous farm down is actually pretty good for us. All right, so it was an Altaria right here. This Altaria is going to have to potentially try to farm our Serperior down, but we are going with our Serperior to throw this Aerial Ace to chip at this because we were very close to that Aerial Ace, and now we're going to be able to come back in with our Toxapex, and they know that it's over because Toxapex is actually really tanky, and plus, all we have to do right there is just go for 2 Sludge Waves. The Poison Fast moves plus the 2 potential Sludge Waves we were going should have been enough to beat them. So next game, we are met with the Azumarill. We are triple good against this Azumarill, so whatever they switch into, we have to consider our options. We actually only have probably pretty much one option, so we're going to go into our Toxapex here, into this Talonflame. This Talonflame is building up a ton of energy, so much so that they're back at another move. So we're going to shield here. They end up having the Brave Bird move set. We know that all we have to do is just go for a Brine here and take it out. They actually decide to let it go, and then we're going to go back. They're going to come back in with their Azumarill, which is a horrible matchup for Toxapex. So this is telling us they really don't want to see this Toxapex at all. Azumarill goes for the Ice Beam, does nothing. We're going to be able to farm down here. Farm down, and we are met with a, what is that, Deoxys? Our opponent has 2 shields Deoxys here, so we're going to force them to use as much energy. We're not going to allow the potential farm down with the Toxapex. So we are double resisting these potential counters from this Deoxys, and then we're forcing them to build all the way up to a Rock Slide and throw Rock Slides. But they know that it's over, so they decide to let it go, and that is GG's right there, beating our opponent with 2 shields remaining. Okay, next game. Let's see if we can end on a good note. Let's see, Serperior versus what? We got the Dragonite, Shadow Dragonite here. Unfortunately for us, we're going to have to switch out. Not a great matchup. They switch out into their Swampert. So this Swampert here is Shadow. We are going to throw this Serperior. It does get a shield from our opponent. So not bad. Not bad with our Slowbro right there. We are unfortunately able to survive it, which allows them to farm down. This Shadow Swampert is going to throw this Hydro Cannon right there. And then we're actually just looking for the farm down. Unfortunately, we could not farm down before they get to another move. But this Serperior, we're just going to let it go because we know that they're probably going to come back in with some kind of counter. And they actually do. So they have 2 counters to that Serperior. This Dragonite goes for the Dragon Claw. We allowed it to fire it off because we wanted the extra farm. We go for the Brine Bait right there. We do get the shield. And now we just have to shield and farm down at this point. Our only play is to farm down so we can have a ton of energy to throw back at that last Pokemon. And this Skeledirge here is going to have to get to a move before we get to our next move. And unfortunately, they do not get to that move. We are able to get to 2 Brines, and 2 Brines does KO this Skeledirge. So GG's. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.